How y'all doing? Hello everyone. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up, the media, and everybody for support. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Anthony Stewart, one of the founders of Black Workers Matter. We are located on the west side of the fight against race discrimination, racism, wage theft, and countless more. Now again, I want to thank everybody for showing up, and I would like to introduce you to Sept.
While we're here, we're here because each sells Bimbo products. Little bites, and countless other products that we make at Bimbo Bakery. We're also going to pass out leaflets at the end of the telegraph. But right now, I'm going to introduce you to Sabina so she can give you a background on Bimbo Bakery and what the reason why we're all here fighting against racism. Hi, my name is Bimbo is one of the largest baking companies in the world. Baking best. Almost 200 countries worldwide. Brought out brands like Sara Lee, Thomas English Muffins, Entenmann, and Arnold bread. In 2018, they brought the new original plant to Cicero, trying to do the same. The plant had a long history of discrimination and segregation. It was built under both Cobra Hill and Arista. In 2017, I decided to force the plant to Bimbo. Now, I will introduce our top support staff so we can do a background on Bimbo. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sabina. My name is Dan Gillop. I want people to know that we didn't start in the streets. We started by sitting down with the company at the national level. We tried to work this out.
Right.
We sat down in February, we laid out the issue. They didn't respond seriously to us. They paid us lip service. Then COVID hit. Bimbo had a plant in Wuhan. They had a plant in Italy. They knew what to do. They dragged their feet. And sanitation people started telling us, reporting that the plant wasn't clean on top of COVID.
That ain't right.
No, it's not right. Workers started complaining. They spoke to their managers. Then they spoke to the press. They spoke to Cicero Independiente, which is a local newspaper. In April, 2 workers died. Teresa Bahena and Rosa Almanza. We believe these deaths could have been avoided.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
So we began speaking out publicly. Since then, Bimbo-Cicero has committed retaliation against people who have spoken up. And that's the meat of what we're talking about today, what's happened since workers started speaking up about discrimination and about COVID hazards. So we're going to hear 4 testimonies from workers who have been affected by discrimination and by COVID hazards at the plant. So Deneen Paul was going to be here today. She's a sanitation lead. She worked in sanitation when COVID arrived. She couldn't be here because she hurt her back this morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read her short testimony. Hi, my name is Deneen Paul. I work and live in Cicero. I'm an African-American mother. I started working in sanitation in 2017 under Arista. I served on the safety committee. Other members of my family, one of them right here, Kavina, also worked there. The racism at Bimbo is unbelievable. There's constant harassment, as well as double standards. It seems like we have 5 managers telling us what to do, from our department, from other departments. Sanitation workers are especially catching hell. This is no coincidence. The chain of command is ignored. We see a general decline in black workers. If other workers make a mistake, they're corrected. If we make a mistake, we're disciplined. There's double standards on policy. The racism that has risen has gotten worse under Bimbo, especially in the last year. It's in the culture. So this is what Janine testified to in February. In April, she was one of the workers that spoke to the press about COVID hazards. Since then, Janine has been retaliated against. She was suspended for job abandonment for being out on an injury that she actually got at Bimbo. And there'll be a pattern here that you'll see with the other testimonies that happen. So now I'd like to turn it back to Davina for the next speaker, who I believe.
Now we would like to hear from Yvette.
All right.
Yvette. Tell them, Yvette. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Yvette McCallum. I am a 4-year worker at Bimbo. I was a machine operator. Well, I am a machine operator. It's pending. I'm a machine operator plus a junior. So I've seen a lot. It's all about the systematic racism on the job. All the violence against blacks. I mean, it's like racial retaliation. You have discrimination. We have people that have applied for jobs. Be later told that they can't get those jobs. They have trained for those jobs, but they can't get those jobs. Or they get the job, they do the job, but they can't get the pay for the job. Those are the things that Bimbo does. They, you know, they'll train someone. They'll have someone train someone for a position. Like I trained people for positions that I couldn't get. People of other, you know, other black people have trained people and couldn't get the position. You know, we train, but we can't get the position. Or you do the job, but you don't get the pay. But Hispanics, they get trained, and they right away get the position.
And the pay.
And the pay.
Yep.
They don't have to fight for theirs. We have to fight for ours.
That's right.
So it's like, it's a double standard. And there are things that I've seen, you know, like I've seen mixers mess up where they were Hispanic and it's pushed under the rug. You know, they try and cover it up.
Right.
But someone of African descent, you know, if they make a mistake, it's not covered up.
Right away.
They write on them. We got to write them up. We got to suspend them. We got to terminate them.
Right.
It's all types of things that happen. You know, but to the Hispanic or the other people, nothing happens. You don't see that. You know, they try and cover it up. I've seen a lady bring a drink to work. Alcohol. And they tried to cover that up. You know, it's like the things that Hispanics do are covered up, but the things that we do are pounced on right away. They pounced on right away. They come to you and say, we heard you did this. They don't have to know you did it. They just heard it from someone else. They didn't see it, they just heard it. And here they come. These are the things that we deal with.
Yeah.
And me as a union student, I've seen the write-up, and most of the write-ups, you can go through their paperwork, and most of the write-ups will have African American names. You won't see it. Hispanics don't get rolled up the things they do. I mean, there are certain ones that get rolled up, like they may not like you. So yeah, they'll write you up. But if you're in with a clique, you good. Right. Those are the things that we do. Okay. You know, it's like when I went out on medical leave. Medical leave. My doctor had to fill out paperwork for me to go on this medical leave. But they want me to come back without my doctor saying it's okay for me to go back to work.
No.
How's that right?
That's not safe.
I went out on the medical leave and I had to have doctor paperwork to go out. Why do I need doctor paperwork to come back? It's right. I'm just saying. Not safe. Figure it out. You know, we're trying to understand what their double standards are, why they're doing the double standards, why they have the mentality that they have. But I've been there since it was Cobble Hill or Richmond. I've seen all this. They've gotten rid of people and the same things happen. I mean, they don't get rid of the management. We had, when I first started, they had African American managers. They had African American supervisors. Now they have one supervisor. That's African American. Everybody else is young.
2 years.
I mean, it's like they don't want to hire. They hired another African American that came in. He was a plant manager. He was there maybe a week. He was there maybe a month, I'd say. You know, then he was gone. Because it's like the things that you're trying to do, they're going behind you trying to make it their way. They don't give you the authority to do the things that you need to do. That's just crazy. I mean, it's harassment all day. They tell you that they want you to do certain things a certain way when you know it's not safe. They had people that they were trying to put. They had people that came back to work in COVID in less than 14 days without a doctor. Nothing. They harassed them trying to get them to come back to work. Like they did me. They harassed me trying to get me to come back to work. Telling me that I'm supposed to be back at work on this day. How can you tell me that? My doctor didn't tell me I'm supposed to go back to work. So how can I come? That's all I have to say. Thank you. Thank you. Now we're okay.
Beyond Payne. I'm talking about the segregation of the lines. We got 4 lines. You got 4 lines in the plant. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's always segregated, but the black people and the Mexicans working separately on the lines, which we should be working together. And another thing, the discrimination from the supervisors, which is all Latinos. There's always something being said about the way we working, which we when we working hard every day at the job. Another thing, Maria Mahina was my best friend. She died from COVID, and they didn't support the family or anything.
Wow.
And that's all right. That's it. Right. Bimbo is messy. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. All right. I'd like to just give a reminder of what's going on. They're speeding up the line, so it's hard to practice safe distancing, which is creating a hazard in the car. There are people who've been tested sick and won't get to come in. And if they don't, they retaliate and say they're not complying with the rule, which they're not complying with. In other words, it's not a black, brown, white thing, it's a green thing. They're putting profit over people. It don't matter what color you are. They putting profit over people. So this the type of product that you want to invest yourself in, you want your family to invest in. The community should be part of where the company is at, but it's not. It's double standard. It's unfair. It's wage theft. We need to change that. We are here to have certain demands. We have confidence. We have asked them to do certain things and they didn't. So it's obvious they don't care nothing about nothing but profit. And I also want to give a personal shout out to World Young Group in Oak Park who's fighting against police defunding. Because racism exists everywhere, not just on the job, but in the police department too. There are some good police officers out there. I see them and I recognize that. And there are good black people and young people out there. Do not judge us just by one incident. Do not judge the youth by them being young and being excited when they take stuff from above. That's their future. So do not shoot the future.
All right.
All right, I want to introduce Sara again.
Okay, so why we're here? I've had a lot of people ask me why now, and I got these people behind me and supporting us because we are being discriminated against. We are being retaliated against. I can tell you many different instances on me being retaliated against.
That's right.
Yvette, Denise, Dion, many other people that work for Bimbo and not getting a fair shake. Okay? The thing that got me was when I thought I had a rapport with the brought up the production manager, and I told him, I went to him and told him of my concern. And I had a whole hour conversation with him. 2 days later, I was accused of something that didn't happen, and I was suspended. Totally retaliation, because I just told everything. I laid it down on the line for him. I told him what was going on, the retaliation, the racism, the hours, the points, everything. And I got suspended 2 days later. Without the help of Black Workers Matter, Dan, and the community action in this area, I wouldn't have got my job back. And that's why I am fighting Bimbo. That's why I am filing an EEOC lawsuit, as well as Yvette, as well as Deneen, as well as Fish. We all are fighting and filing an EEOC lawsuit against Bimbo for discrimination, retaliation, because we're here to stay. We tired. We tired. You know, I think about my workers at work right now that was talking to me on my lunch break, that was telling me about things that was happening to them. That's why I'm here. So get mad, y'all. That's why I'm here. Because we work hard for you guys for 12 hours a day. Sometimes we don't even get a day off. And for you to promote over us, to treat us like we're nothing, and put other people over us when they don't even have experience, they don't even speak English. It's not right. So yeah, we tired. We ain't done. So look out. Okay, Dan. Walk it up.
So now we're going to hear from Jay and Steve about what we want. You heard about the problems, and now they're going to talk to you about what we asked for in February and what we've asked for since then. We're very reasonable people, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's right. We just want some very basic rights. So now Steve and Shay are going to remind you of what we asked for in February, what's happened since, and what we're demanding that we're going to do now.
Thank you, Steve. How's everybody doing today? Steve Robinson, a long-lived Austin resident, attended Emmett Grammar School with many of these people are out here. We have over 40 years of history together.
Right.
But the problem is Bimbo Bakery. Originally, we had a list of demands back in February. One of the main demands was EEOC run an anti-racism training. Bimbo said EEOC is too busy. Okay,
Too busy.
too busy. So what we want, a monthly report provided to us and the public showing the racial makeup of all management and workers by shift and job. We demand this by September 15th. We also would like and demand a monthly off-site meeting with the corporate heads based on the racism relationship.
Black Workers Matter.
We demand this by October 1st. Third thing we demand is 15 hiring slots per quarter for local trustees, for local trusted job providers. For example, the Get to Work program. We demand this by October 1st.
Yeah.
Number 4 demand is no retaliation. Absolutely no retaliation.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so make whole all workers you're retaliating against, get workers off indefinite suspensions, and pay them back pay. That should happen immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely should happen immediately. And without these demands, there will be no justice.
No justice, no peace.
And we will be back stronger, bigger,
And better.
and better.
Believe that.
Steve Robinson, Executive Director of Northwest Austin Council, member of Black Workers Matter.
Thank you. Thank you.
As Steve said, and as Steve told you guys, we went to Emmett together. Steve, Yvette, myself, our brothers and sisters, we grew up in this community. We knew what it looked like 20, 30 years ago. And we know what it can be now. We know what it can be in the future. You come into our communities, you take over, you don't give back. Bimbo have not given back at all for 2 years. We haven't had a company picnic. I tell you what,
Corporate social responsibility.
for Thanksgiving, we was fed burritos. But they embrace diversity.
Right.
Every day we walk into this company and we see this mission statement on the wall. Let me quote it to you. At Bimbo, we are guided by our values, which place the person at the center. We foster the culture and the safety, trust, and teamwork and support of our associates. And we promote their personal and professional development. I have not yet experienced any of that. And to walk into a company with this on the wall and to be treated so unfairly, it's not right. So mission statement. It might be happening in other bimbos, but it ain't happening in Cicero.
Right.
Something needs to change. We're tired. Those people are tired.
Right.
We want equal peace. We want equal treatment. We want equal pay. We want equal chances. We want equal everything. Because if it's good for the other, it's good for us. It's good for us. Stop asking us to come back to work when we sick. Especially without a doctor's note. That ain't right. What makes you think I want to walk in there and you got people coming there without doctor's notes? Stop making us come to work under duress. I got a headache every time I walked into Bimbo. That's not right. No justice, no peace.
No justice,
Until
no
you
peace.
change, we ain't gonna stop.
There you go.
And I'm out. I'm through.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now we'll introduce Commissioner Brandon Johnson.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brandon Johnson. I'm the Cook County Commissioner of the 1st District. More importantly, I stand in complete solidarity with the Black workers movement because after all, I am a Black worker. My wife and I raising our children on the west side of Chicago in Austin, a dynamic neighborhood that is made up of our hopes and our dreams. I'm here today to not only lend my support for this movement for Black workers, but to call on the interests of corporations to be responsible in this moment. Because after all, it is the existence and the experience of Black workers that not only build communities, but it is Black workers that have built a nation.
Thank you.
And it is the responsibility and the onus on individuals who have benefited from our labor to do right by the very people that have turned a profit for their interests.
Thank you.
But I'm also calling us to a very high place today. That as we look around this country and see how the interests of corporations have placed their profits over people, but I'm encouraged that there are voices that are rising up, whether it's players in the NBA or players in Major League Baseball or teachers or frontline hospital workers. They're calling for something more because our lives matter and our very existence is dependent upon our ability to feed our families and to protect and support our community.
Thank you.
And so these workers who are taking a very bold stance today, that maybe it's about time that we start to have a higher conversation of what it means to have solidarity across sectors.
Thank you.
And maybe it's about time that whether you're in the NBA, whether you're working for Bimbo, or you're working for a hospital or a school, maybe all of us need to take a wildcat right now and call for a general strike to ensure that our interests are protected.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so the demands that have been put forth are quite reasonable. It's unfathomable to think that in 2020, we are literally fighting for the basic necessities to survive. People's lives are literally being lost because of the irresponsible behavior of the corporation Bimbo. And then even other businesses that sell their products, it's time for you to cut them off and call for a general strike. Not just individuals and the workers, but the very products that lend the interests of corporations to continue to take advantage of us. So again, on behalf of Cook County and the 1st District, I stand in complete support and solidarity of these workers that are lifting up the interests of communities, not just across the 1st District, but across Cook County, across the state, and across this country. Black workers matter. Black workers matter. Black workers matter. Black workers matter. Thank you.
Black workers matter. Black workers matter. Black workers matter. Black workers matter. Black workers matter.
Now we'll be introducing Dan again.
One last just know this is really important. I just want people to understand how systemic the retaliation has been. On February 27th, we met with Bimbo officials from Pennsylvania and Austin, right over here in your division in Menard. We laid out the demands you heard today. Since that meeting, everybody who participated, everybody who testified, has been retaliated against and fired. Every single person. On April 7th, 4 workers spoke in the newspaper. They were quoted in the newspaper in Cicero. One of them, Gerardo Mayo, is not here today. 1 Latino worker and 3 black workers. All of those workers have been retaliated against and terminated at this point. This is how vicious the retaliation has been. So we told them on February 27th, there's one red line for us. We'll talk all day, we'll talk to you for weeks. But if you retaliate against us for exercising our right to speak up, you're going to have a problem, not just with us, but with the entire community. And not just with the black community, but with the white community and with the Latino community. And that's where we are right now. Bimbo needs to make that decision. And so now I want to invite our community supporter, Eunice Carson, who will talk to you about what we're going to be doing next.
All right.
My name is Eunice Carson. I'm a community supporter of Black Workers Matter. From the beginning of this COVID pandemic, Black Workers Matter have organized to help workers get information to keep themselves safe, where Bimbo failed to do so. And so now Bimbo claims that they're experts in this matter, which is not the case. So on Labor Day, Black Workers Matter will roll out a COVID reporting card to grade line by line every part Bimbo failed to keep workers safe. You can also download the app and access the COVID reporter card to take a look at it at the App Store and on the website. Now we'll be hearing from Anthony last to close us out.
Thank you everyone again for coming. I appreciate everybody for showing up in the media. I would like to ask everybody who's here to help us leaflet and pass out leaflets to explain to people what's going on. And again, I want you to keep in mind how serious this is. So please, I appreciate everybody for coming out. I appreciate everybody for supporting and helping, and continue to do so. Now please help us leaflet and keep a safe distance and be happy and safe. Thank you.
Black Workers Matter.
Black Workers Matter. Black Workers Matter. Black Workers Matter. Black Workers Matter. Black Workers Matter. Black Workers Matter. Black Workers Matter. Everyone's on leaflet. I'm sorry.
How are you?
well, it's got homicide. Right. Don't you know? That's why I didn't go there. You do know that.